I'm joined right now by the Pitmaster, the Pit Boss. I don't even know how many awards it is, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Pitmaster?
It's just a few awards. That's all it is, man.
Big Mo Cason is here.
Yeah. What's going on, guys?
Man, how has it been? How was the trip out from the USA to Australia?
It's been a wonderful. Long trip, but wonderful. I think it was like 12 hours from San Francisco to Auckland, and Auckland to here, 3 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a haul.
Now you just had your you just did your first showing, didn't you? What were you smoking in the tent before?
Well, you know, as you mean the meet and greet thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking. I was just talking about brisket. Just giving some tips about that, you know. And then I went over here and did the A&E thing. We're talking about ribs. So yeah, just.
Okay, let's talk brisket for a second. Yeah. Okay, because we've got a lot of listeners right now who probably don't know what brisket is, what cut of meat is that. Where is that coming from?
Brisket is the chest. It's a muscle that's on the chest of the cow. Yeah. They use that muscle to get up and off the ground with, so it becomes a very tough piece of meat, but has a lot of collagens, and I mean, it's just it's the toughest part on that animal. But once you put some low and slow to it, put some heat, man, low and slow, it just becomes magic.
Yeah. Now, I saw you smoked one yesterday, and it looked absolutely spectacular. Have you played with Australia's greatest smoking wood, the ironbark wood?
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's potent, but it's good. I like it. It's a good barbecue wood. I mean, for me, I have to back off a little bit on it because it's really strong book. But that's just like going to the States for Texas for mesquite. Mesquite is strong. You just got to use a little less to get the same effect that you would with other woods.
Brilliant. And man, so you've been at Meatstock now for a little bit. How do you think Australia's barbecue scene compares?
Awesome.
Yeah.
It just warms my heart to walk up and down the concourse and see all of these traditional stick burners and all these different pits.
Yeah.
And I mean, but you know what? Australians have got a long history in grilling.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's easy transition to low and slow. Whereas you go to some other parts, you know, it's a whole new concept and they don't know nothing about it. You guys have already been ingrained in cooking.
Okay. So the competition's going on over there right now, man. Do you have any picks for who might take it out this year? Any guys that you like the look of?
There's a lot of, I don't have no favorites. They're all great people, and I hope the best for all of them. They just got to cook their cook, hit the marks. You know, they got a couple categories today, and then I think they got 3 of them tomorrow, 2 or 3 tomorrow, I can't remember. Just hit your marks, man. Just hit the marks and execute. One of the key components, man, with any competition, and a lot of guys will learn, is you got to nail tenderness, no matter what your flavor profile is. And a lot of guys will have some great tasting ribs or great tasting brisket, but the brisket is undercooked, so it's tough as nails. Yeah. Or they'll have some great tasting ribs, but they're overcooked or they're undercooked. Tenderness will win out all the time versus flavor, because the flavors can be very similar. You can have a raspberry glazed rib, I can have a peach glazed rib, but if my tenderness is on point, you ain't got a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. All right, so of all the cuts of meat that you've smoked and cooked with, what is your favorite to smoke with? Like if Big Mo's at home and he wants to do something really delicious for himself, what are you going to do?
Well, what I like to cook, but it's a lot of meat, is brisket.
Yeah.
You know, but as far as I love cooking great steaks, I love cooking seafood, but brisket is like my yin. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so let's talk for a second a little bit about steak, because a lot of our people at home are just barbecuing fanatics, okay? What is the key to making a really good steak at home?
I would say less is more when it comes to steak. I mean, I make a compound butter that's got some fresh herbs in it, and I put it in the refrigerator, and I cut tabs off of it at the end when the steak's coming off. But my steaks are very simplistic. They have coarse salt, coarse black pepper, some granulated garlic, and that's about it. And I only flip that steak once. Yeah. If you're touching it, frozen it, messing around with, all you're doing is knocking liquid out of that steak. Yeah. So I flip it once. I'm a true believer on medium rare. Everybody's different, but I think that's the best cook any steak. Anything past that, it starts to go downhill for me. Brilliant.
Big Mo, thank you so much for taking the time, man.
Right on, brother.